Variety Boxing in association with Frank Warren and Queensbury Promotions down here in Southampton with Mark Chamberlain. Now Mark, where I'm going to start with you is, I won't put this out until it's formally announced, but you've had some good news.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Well, I've heard the 10th of July, BT Sport, boxing's going to resume behind closed doors, and apparently I've been put on one of the first shows, so...
You certainly have, and it's actually called Boxing Unlocked, this series of shows from the BT Sport studios, and I think it's going to be something pretty special. It'll be obviously a bit different to normal, but it'll be good, and for you to get on the first one is, I don't know, it's a little mark of what you've achieved so far and the fact that they think a lot of you.
Yeah, no, I can't thank them enough for getting me on there, my team, manager, Frank obviously. Yeah, it'd be good. It'd be a bit strange boxing behind closed doors, but that's what it's got to be, and that's what it will be. And you block out the crowd when you're in there anyway, so it makes no difference to me. Get in there, you got a job to do, get it done, and get out.
Have you ever thought, say on the big shows where you come on at like 4:30, 5 o'clock, have you ever done one of those?
Yeah, I've done the big show like, at the O2 before. I think they went live about 8 o'clock. I think I boxed about 6 o'clock, something like that.
Because some of those can be pretty empty, can't they, if you're on first?
I remember walking out and it was just massive, biggest arena I've ever been in. And obviously it wasn't full up, there was a few people in there, but it was quite daunting walking out and like just in this big arena, and then you're just in the middle. If you're sat at the top, you're just a little dot. That's how big it is. And
your fan's just a little sort of speck in the far corner.
Yeah, it looks like you've got no one there, but it is what it is.
Now, even though your people won't be able to be there, I think what all you guys have really got to take into consideration is the amount of eyeballs that are going to be watching on TV. Everyone's a bit starved of sport. They got the football back. By July 10, they're going to be ready for something a little bit different. Nothing better than a night of boxing. You could have a hell of a lot of people watching you.
I reckon there'd be a lot more people watching worldwide, because obviously they can't come, and the people that would be there will have to watch it on telly, so I think you'll get a lot more views on TV, and it's good exposure for us being boxers, I suppose.
And I think it could also be the case that a lot of new people will be tuning in, and probably people who will see you for the first time, so it's a good chance for you to actually put a marker down. Get
out there and show them what you can do.
What are you expecting? What have you been told in terms of opponents, level of opponents, the sort of fight that they want you to have?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. I had an opponent lined up. I think they had the phone call, did they want to take the fight? They said no. But they're getting me a new opponent now, and they've promised they will. So I'll just leave it to them to do, and I'll just get in there and do what I've got to do on the night. Yeah,
I mean, I presume you're at the point now where you're starting to think, I want to crack on a little bit and start moving towards those sort of area title type affairs.
Yeah, I'd love to, but obviously with what's happened has slowed us down a little bit. Well, I missed 2 fights, and I probably won't get my 5 in this year, but that's no one's fault. And then hopefully in a couple of fights' time, obviously there's no rush at all because I'm young, but might get a shot at a title, but I'll just take it as it comes.
Now, you were due out on April 17th. And we didn't get that far, unfortunately, in the boxing world before everything closed down. I mean, how much of a signal was that for you, or was it the fact that you did see it come in?
I sort of knew it was going to happen, but I was in the gym anyway. I was ready. I think it was like 5 or 6 weeks till I was due to fight. But no, I sort of got the news, had a week or so off, chilled out a little bit. Been doing a bit of running and that, but obviously couldn't get in the gym because they were closed and they're strict lockdown rules and what have you. But no, I just stuck to a bit of road running and back in the gym now. So.
Now, of course, your line of work is a plasterer, which we discussed before. When we last spoke, you said that you were, as a firm, loading up on materials because you obviously saw there was going to be trouble ahead. Did that actually manage to sustain you through the quiet period, so you carried on working right through?
Yeah, I think we had probably about 5 days off, maybe a bit more, but not a lot, to be honest. But it was more the case of getting hold of materials, and then when they said you couldn't go to work, I think there was a bit of a confusion of you could or you couldn't, or stay at home, go out. I don't think anyone knew what was going on, but we cracked on with it. And then it sort of come with like a shortage of multi because they stopped making it, and then it was gone off of the shelves in all the shops and what have you, and now there's like a backlog of it, and when it's on the shelves it's gone within seconds. So at the minute it's like gold dust.
I mean, I think it was the construction industry that was allowed to carry on after a while at least. Was there a big change in like the way you were made to work in terms of regulations and being apart and things you could do or couldn't do?
Yeah, because obviously we weren't allowed in people's houses. Majority of our work is in people's houses. So, but luckily, we had other work on a site down in Gunwharf, and it's massive. It's like 12 floors high, I think. And basically, what they done down there was you come in at your own risk. But it was like plasterers on one floor, sparkies on another, and chippies on another, and you just stay away from each other. But we just got on with it and doing what we had to do.
Were you happy to be able to keep going, or did you feel like you were missing out on a bit of a holiday that everyone else was having?
No, to be honest, I don't mind being at work, because when I'm not at work, I'm bored. And them few days I had off was enough for me. Felt like I'd had 2-3 weeks off. But no, it's nice being at work because it sort of breaks it up, and where I don't work late anyway, I get the rest of the day to do what I've got to do anyway.
So given that you probably don't go out partying and things like this, is life pretty much back to normal now sort of for you?
Yeah, no, to be honest, nothing's really changed for me. Just being in the gym, running, going to work, having a few days off, it just, yeah, nothing, it hasn't really affected me, to be honest.
Now tell me, you're obviously a young father. At the beginning of the lockdown, when they said that you couldn't cross houses and things like that, did you have a little bit of a panic up first of all about child access and where your daughter was going to go? I know they clarified it a bit later and said the children can move between two houses, but it must, for a little while, you must have been thinking, oh, hello.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going to happen. Obviously, I didn't really want to risk her catching it wherever, say if I had to go shopping or whatever, but at the end of the day I got to see her as well, and I was FaceTiming her every day anyway, so it's not like I wasn't in contact with her. But now I managed to get her on my days and just carry on as normal, just be a bit more careful.
I suppose the fact she's only 3, you're a little bit relieved you didn't have to embark on any homeschooling. That would have been interesting.
No, to be honest, I don't think she'd have any of it anyway. She's only 3, but she's 3 going on 13. She knows too much for her age. She says loads and just picks up everything and will say the wrong thing at the wrong time, but you just got to laugh, I suppose.
What's her name?
Ruby Rose.
Ruby Rose, lovely. Yeah. So Mark, what do you think, if you can get this fight done in July the 10th, look good doing it in front of everyone, where do you think this year and the early part of next year can take you?
I don't know. I'd love to get another one in before Christmas, but I honestly don't know what the plan is with the shows, and there's other boys out there that need to box as well, so we all got to take our turn, I suppose, until things get back to normal, which I can't see it being before Christmas. I honestly don't know where it's going to go.
When are you going to start calling people out?
I don't know, I'm not really a type like that. I know you got to start somewhere, but I'll just work my way there, and then I know when the time's right, and I know I want to fight.
Because you're not one of these people that boxes and takes no notice of the boxing world. You do actually know what's going on, don't you?
I know what I'm capable of, and I know who I can beat. There are names up there, but I should keep them to myself for the minute. And then when I've had a couple more fights or whatever, I should give them a shout, and if they want it, they can have it.
I'll make it a little bit easier for you then. I mean, who do you rate domestically in your division?
Worldwide, or just
domestically. Who do you rate in this country in your division?
I don't know, there's a few good names out there, isn't there, in the lightweight division. You got Joe Cordina.
Did you know him as an amateur?
No.
I thought your paths might have crossed.
No, I didn't ever see him up on the G. I think he turned over before I got there, but I was supposed to go up and spar Martin J. Ward, but I think his opponent changed from the southpaw to orthodox, and obviously the sparring was no good because he wasn't boxing a southpaw, so But yeah, no, I didn't get the chance to get out there in the end, but I'm sure I'll be up there for sparring in the near future or whatever.
Do you think Cordina's probably going to be the sort of dominant one domestically for a little while?
Yeah, I do. I got him on Instagram and watch clips of him. He is a good boxer, very good boxer. But yeah, no, I think he can go all the way to the top.
Of course, another one domestically. I mean, Sam Bowen's moving up to lightweight, isn't he?
He's gone up 2 weights, hasn't he, in the last year or so?
No.
Was he featherweight, super featherweight?
No, he was super feather, wasn't he?
He's always been super featherweight.
Yeah.
I thought he was featherweight before.
It might have been years ago, but he's British champion at super feather, wasn't he? So.
Yeah.
All right, Mark, we'll leave it there. Congratulations on getting your date, and you're going to launch Boxing's Unlocking. And we'll see you very soon. You take care, mate.
See you soon.